welcome to Live Kindly. It's a tough pill to swallow, but there are individuals in our lives who take pleasure in causing harm and chaos. Reflect on this for a moment. You might be sharing your life, confiding in someone, only to realize they are the very source of your distress. Today, we're delving into a topic that's both intriguing and unsettling, recognizing the signs of dealing with a malevolent person. Whether it's a colleague, a friend, or even a family member, these individuals can be adept at deception, masking their true nature with charm and charisma. Our exploration isn't just driven by curiosity. Understanding these signs can profoundly impact your life. The Stoics emphasize the power of perception and the importance of living a life guided by reason and virtue. By identifying and understanding these toxic traits, we can safeguard our peace of mind and cultivate healthier relationships, staying true to the Stoic principles of wisdom and self-control. Stay with us as we uncover 5 unmistakable signs of an evil person. By the end of this journey, you'll not only be better equipped to recognize these behaviors, but also learn practical ways to protect your mental health and well-being. If you find value in what we're doing, a simple favor we ask is for you to hit the subscribe button. And please, don't skip any part of this video. You won't want to miss our special bonus section, where I'll share an effective strategy for setting firm boundaries with these individuals. Let's embark on this path of self-awareness and resilience together. Number 1. Lack of empathy. Another significant red flag to be aware of is a lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is crucial for forming deep connections, offering support, and building meaningful relationships. However, some individuals seem completely devoid of this fundamental human trait. They show no regard for how their actions or words affect others, which can be devastating for those around them. The Stoics, who valued compassion and understanding as essential virtues, believed in the interconnectedness of humanity. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized considering the well-being of others as integral to our own well-being. Thus, encountering someone who blatantly disregards the feelings of others is a serious warning sign. Imagine confiding something deeply personal to a friend, hoping for comfort and understanding, only to have them dismiss your feelings or mock your vulnerability. This lack of empathy can leave you feeling isolated and misunderstood. It's not just about their absence during tough times, but also their inability to share in your joy or celebrate your successes. A person who lacks empathy won't cheer for your achievements. Instead, they might undermine them or even take credit for themselves. This behavior extends beyond personal relationships. Picture a boss who drives employees to their limits, showing no concern for their well-being. They might demand long hours without fair compensation, ignore requests for time off, or publicly criticize employees to humiliate rather than guide constructively. This creates a toxic work environment where employees feel undervalued and stressed. The Stoics would advise maintaining inner peace and integrity in such situations, recognizing that another's lack of empathy reflects their character, not yours. Moreover, a lack of empathy can lead to more malevolent behaviors. Individuals unable to empathize might engage in cruel actions without guilt or remorse. They might lie, cheat, or inflict harm without considering the pain they cause. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, stressed the importance of kindness and justice, teaching that our actions should mirror our inner virtue. A person lacking empathy is fundamentally disconnected from these values. A lack of empathy also appears in everyday interactions. For instance, someone might constantly interrupt conversations to talk about themselves, show little interest in others' words, or fail to offer help when it's clearly needed. These minor annoyances can accumulate, revealing a deeper issue. The Stoics would encourage us to be observant and discerning, recognizing that these small signs indicate a person's true character. If you consistently deal with someone who lacks empathy, it's crucial to set boundaries to protect your mental and emotional health. The Stoics believed in preserving our well-being and not letting others' negativity disturb our peace. You have the right to distance yourself from those who drain your energy and bring you down. Number 2. Controlling behavior. One of the most unmistakable indicators of a malevolent individual is controlling behavior. This goes far beyond simple preferences or quirks. It is about someone who seeks to dominate every facet of your life, leaving you with little autonomy or room for your own decisions. These individuals often mask their controlling tendencies as concern or care, but at its core, it is about exerting power and control over you. The Stoics, who placed immense value on personal freedom and self-control, would view such behavior as diametrically opposed to living a virtuous life. Controlling behavior can take many forms. In relationships, controlling behavior can become even more perilous. A partner might monitor your whereabouts, demand constant updates on your activities, and even dictate whom you can and cannot see. They might invade your privacy by checking your phone, reading your messages, or insisting on knowing all your passwords. This kind of surveillance and micromanagement can make you feel trapped and anxious, always walking on eggshells to avoid conflict. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasized the importance of maintaining inner freedom and autonomy despite external pressures. Control can also manifest through financial manipulation. A controlling partner or family member might take charge of all financial decisions, doling out money as they see fit and keeping you financially dependent on them. They might say, "I handle the money because you're not good with finances," or "It's easier if I take care of everything." This strips you of your financial independence, making it difficult to leave the relationship or assert your choices. The Stoics believed in self-sufficiency and wise resource management, viewing financial control as a form of enslavement to be resisted. Another form of controlling behavior is isolation. A controlling person might attempt to cut you off from friends and family, claiming that they are the only one who truly understands or cares about you. They might criticize your loved ones, saying things like, "Your friends don't really care about you," or "Your family is toxic." Over time, you may find yourself increasingly isolated, relying solely on the controlling person for support and companionship. The Stoics recognize the importance of community and supportive relationships, seeing isolation as detrimental to both personal growth and well-being. Controlling individuals often use threats and intimidation to maintain their power. They might threaten to leave you, harm themselves, or even hurt you if you don't comply with their demands. This creates an environment of fear and anxiety, making it difficult to think clearly or make decisions that are best for you. The Stoics, especially Seneca, taught that we should face our fears and not allow others to intimidate us into submission. True courage and wisdom lie in standing firm against such threats and reclaiming our power. It is essential to understand that controlling behavior is about more than just wanting things done a certain way. It fundamentally undermines your ability to make your own choices and live your life. The Stoics would advise us to recognize these behaviors for what they are: an attack on our autonomy and a violation of our personal freedom. By staying true to our values and maintaining our inner strength, we can resist the influence of controlling individuals and reclaim our right to live freely. If you find yourself dealing with someone who exhibits controlling behavior, it is crucial to set firm boundaries and assert your independence. Communicate clearly about your needs and limits, and don't be afraid to seek support from others who understand your situation. Remember, the Stoics teach us that while we cannot control others, we can control our reactions and decisions. By staying grounded in our principles and valuing our autonomy, we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of controlling behavior and live more authentic, fulfilling lives. Number 3. Charming and charismatic at first. When encountering individuals who exude charm and charisma initially, it's essential to remember that appearances can be misleading. These people often have an uncanny ability to light up a room, making everyone around them feel special and valued. They seem to know exactly what to say to make you feel like you've just found a new best friend. At first glance, they appear to be the perfect person, witty, engaging, and genuinely interested in your life. It's easy to be swept up in their charm, believing you've met someone truly exceptional. However, the Stoics teach us to look beyond the surface and seek the truth through rational thought and observation. Over time, you might begin to notice small inconsistencies in their behavior. Perhaps they always need to be the center of attention, overshadowing others in social settings. They might interrupt you, talk over you, or even subtly demean you in front of others. These aren't just harmless quirks or signs of an extroverted personality, they're red flags. The Stoics would advise us to observe these behaviors with a clear mind, unclouded by the initial allure of their charisma. Imagine being at a party where this person is the life of the event, telling jokes and captivating the crowd. Initially, it feels fantastic to be in their orbit. But as the evening progresses, you notice they dominate every conversation, making everything about themselves. When you try to share something personal, they quickly steer the conversation back to them. This is where the Stoic principle of apatheia, a state of being undisturbed by external things, becomes invaluable. By maintaining emotional balance, you can see through their charming act and recognize the self-centered nature beneath. It's also crucial to observe how they react when things don't go their way. A genuinely kind and caring person handles disappointments and disagreements with grace and understanding. However, someone merely playing a role to gain your trust might quickly become angry or defensive. They could lash out or try to manipulate the situation to regain control. According to Stoic wisdom, such reactions are clear indicators of a lack of virtuous character. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to be wary of those who display signs of anger and manipulation, as these are not traits of a rational and virtuous individual. The key here is to take your time and trust your instincts. The Stoics believed in the power of observation and the importance of not rushing to judgment based on first impressions. Epictetus taught that we should carefully evaluate the character of those we allow into our inner circle. So, if someone seems too good to be true, give yourself the space to observe their actions over time. Notice how they treat others, especially when they think no one is watching. True character is revealed in how a person behaves when they aren't trying to impress anyone. Remember, not everyone who seems charming and charismatic has good intentions. Some people use their charm as a tool for manipulation. By staying grounded and mindful, you can protect yourself from being deceived by a superficial facade. Stay true to the Stoic principles of wisdom and discernment, and you'll be better equipped to navigate these complex social interactions. Number 4. Manipulation. Another major sign of a malevolent individual is manipulation. Manipulation involves using deceitful or cunning tactics to control or influence others for personal gain. It is a subtle, often insidious behavior that can be incredibly damaging to those on the receiving end. Manipulators are skilled at twisting situations, making you question your reality, and bending your will to suit their needs, leaving you feeling confused, powerless, and uncertain of your own judgments. From a Stoic perspective, manipulation directly opposes the values of clarity of thought and perceiving things as they truly are. The Stoics emphasize grounding our perceptions in reality and remaining steadfast in our principles despite external pressures. When someone manipulates you, they aim to cloud your perception and distort reality, making it challenging to adhere to these Stoic ideals. A common form of manipulation is gaslighting, where the manipulator tries to make you doubt your memory, perception, or sanity. They might deny certain events happened or twist your words and actions to make you feel at fault. Manipulators also excel at playing the victim, guilt-tripping you into doing things you don't want to do by making you feel responsible for their happiness or well-being. The Stoics, especially Epictetus, emphasized understanding what is within our control and what is not. We cannot control others' actions or emotions, only our response to them. Consider how a manipulator might use flattery or charm to get their way. Initially, this can feel great as they shower you with compliments and make you feel special. However, over time, you might notice that their praise comes with strings attached. They might compliment you when they want something from you or when they need you to do something for them. This can make you feel indebted to them or that you need to live up to their expectations to maintain their approval. The Stoics would remind us that true virtue and self-worth come from within, not from the fleeting approval of others. Manipulation can also take the form of isolation. A manipulative person might try to cut you off from your friends and family, making you more dependent on them. They might say things like, "Your friends don't really care about you," or "Your family doesn't understand you like I do." This tactic makes it easier for them to control you because you become more reliant on them for support and validation. The Stoics believed in maintaining strong, supportive relationships, recognizing that we thrive in community. Financial manipulation is another tactic used by malevolent individuals. They might borrow money and never repay it, or they might control your finances to limit your independence. For instance, a partner might insist on managing all the money in the relationship, making you ask for permission to spend anything. This financial control can make it difficult for you to leave the relationship or assert your independence. The Stoics would encourage us to seek self-sufficiency and independence, ensuring that we are not unduly influenced or controlled by others. Recognizing manipulation for what it is can be challenging, especially when you care about the person involved. The Stoics teach us to be vigilant and discerning, to see things clearly and act with integrity. If you suspect someone is manipulating you, take a step back and assess the situation objectively. Are they consistently prioritizing their needs over yours? Do they make you feel guilty or unsure of yourself? Are they trying to control aspects of your life or isolate you from others? It's important to set firm boundaries with manipulators and stand your ground. Communicate clearly and assertively about what you will and will not tolerate. Remember, you have the right to your thoughts, feelings, and actions. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control how others behave, we can control how we respond. By maintaining our inner strength and clarity, we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of manipulation and stay true to our values. Number 5. Pathological lying. Another unmistakable sign of a malevolent individual is pathological lying. This behavior extends beyond the occasional white lie that most people tell. Pathological liars deceive constantly, often without any apparent reason. They fabricate stories, manipulate facts, and distort reality to suit their own needs or gain an advantage over others. This behavior can severely damage relationships, eroding trust and creating a web of deceit that is difficult to untangle. The Stoics valued truth and integrity above all else. They believed that a virtuous life was grounded in honesty and that deceit was a fundamental betrayal of one's character. Marcus Aurelius emphasized living in accordance with nature, which means aligning our actions with truth and reason. When someone lies pathologically, They are living in direct opposition to these principles, creating a false reality that benefits only themselves. Pathological lying can take many forms. It might start with small, seemingly harmless lies like embellishing a story to make themselves look better or more interesting. Over time, these lies can escalate, covering up mistakes or wrongdoings and manipulating others to achieve their goals. A pathological liar might claim to have accomplished things they haven't, falsely take credit for others' work, or make up stories about their past to gain sympathy or admiration. This constant dishonesty creates a distorted view of reality where you can never be sure what's true and what's fabricated. Consider how a pathological liar might operate in a workplace. They might lie about their qualifications, exaggerate their contributions to projects, or spread false rumors about colleagues to sabotage them. This can create a toxic environment where trust is undermined, and people are constantly on edge, unsure of who to believe. The Stoics would advise us to remain steadfast in our own integrity, not allowing ourselves to be swayed by the deceitful actions of others. Epictetus taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions, and not be disturbed by the dishonesty of those around us. In personal relationships, pathological lying can be even more destructive. Imagine being in a relationship with someone who constantly lies about their whereabouts, their past, or their feelings. This behavior can make you feel insecure, anxious, and constantly questioning your perceptions. You might find yourself doubting your memory or second-guessing your instincts, which is exactly what the liar wants. They thrive on creating confusion and instability, keeping you off balance so they can maintain control. The Stoics would remind us to trust our own judgment and not be swayed by the manipulations of others. Seneca taught that true peace comes from within, and that we should not allow the deceit of others to disturb our inner tranquility. One of the most insidious aspects of pathological lying is that it's often difficult to detect at first. Pathological liars can be incredibly convincing, telling their lies with such confidence and detail that it's hard not to believe them. They might mix truth with lies, making it even more challenging to discern what's real. This is where the Stoic principle of vigilance comes into play. We must remain observant and critical, not taking things at face value but instead seeking the truth through careful consideration and evidence. When you catch someone in a lie, pay attention to how they react. Do they become defensive or aggressive? Do they try to turn the tables and blame you? Or do they offer a plausible explanation that seems to make sense, even if it's just another layer of deceit? A genuine person will admit to their mistakes and strive to correct them, while a pathological liar will double down on their falsehoods, weaving an even more intricate web of lies. The Stoics would counsel us to remain calm and rational in the face of such behavior, recognizing it for what it is and not allowing it to provoke us. It's also important to consider the long-term impact of pathological lying. Over time, it can erode the very foundation of trust that any relationship is built upon. Once trust is broken, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild. You might find yourself constantly suspicious, always wondering if you're being lied to again. This can lead to a toxic cycle of mistrust and resentment. The Stoics believed in the importance of building strong, honest relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. When dealing with a pathological liar, you must decide whether it's worth trying to rebuild that trust or whether it's healthier to distance yourself from their toxic influence. If you find yourself entangled with a pathological liar, it's crucial to set firm boundaries and protect your mental and emotional well-being. The Stoics would advise us to remain true to our values and principles, not allowing ourselves to be dragged down by the deceit of others. Be clear about what you will and will not tolerate, and don't be afraid to walk away from a relationship or situation that is built on lies. Remember, Your peace of mind and integrity are more important than maintaining a connection with someone who consistently deceives you. In light of the lessons we've explored, it's clear that dealing with malevolent individuals, those who exhibit traits such as controlling behavior, manipulation, pathological lying, and lack of empathy requires a vigilant and steadfast approach. The teachings of the Stoics provide a powerful framework for navigating these challenging interactions. By grounding ourselves in principles of truth, integrity, and self-respect, we can safeguard our mental and emotional well-being. Setting firm boundaries, practicing clear and assertive communication, and maintaining our inner peace are essential strategies for protecting ourselves from the harmful influence of such individuals. Remember, the Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what we can control, our own actions and responses, while remaining undisturbed by the deceitful or manipulative behaviors of others. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-awareness and resilience. If you found this content valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue to provide insights and guidance on living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more empowering content. Thank you.